Could you confirm if this is Captain AR? Over.
This is the Captain in Charge, Captain AR. Stay tuned for vibes.
All right, Captain. Roger that.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. This is the Captain speaking. I am Captain AR and I'm your pilot in command for tonight's flight. And in tonight's flight, we're going to talk about aerodynamic stalls. For tonight's flight, we're going to be using the Boeing 777-300ER for demonstration purposes. So what happens to an aircraft when it's in a stall state? Now, first things first, I need to explain that a stall is not because of the engines. The engines do not stall. Alright, so that's the first thing first. What happens is that the wings are unable to produce more lift, alright, to maintain flight. That's what happens in a stall. So the wings stall, not the engines. To understand properly what stalls are, we need to understand certain terminology. So the terminology you're going to hear me talk about is relative wind, right, chord line, and angle of attack. So we're going to start with the relative wind. Relative wind is basically the wind that is blowing in the opposite direction of the flight path. The flight path is the direction that the plane is going in, and the relative wind is the wind that is blowing opposite that, basically blowing against the plane. So the chord line is an imaginary line that runs from the leading edge of the wing to the trailing edge of the wing. So the angle of attack is the angle between the chord line and the relative wind. Alright, if the nose is pitched up, the plane is said to have a positive angle of attack. If the nose is pitched down, it's said to have a negative angle of attack. Now, why must we know all these terminology? And I'm about to explain that now. So what happens in a stall? Basically, that is where the critical angle of attack is reached. What is the critical angle of attack? The critical angle of attack is that angle of attack where the plane or the plane's wings stop producing lift. Lift that is necessary for the aircraft to remain in flight. It stops producing that at that angle of attack. So the higher you pitch up, you increase the angle of attack until it reaches the critical angle. So if you look at the design of a wing, alright, I don't know what angle you would be able to see it at. If you look at the design of a wing, you would see that at the wing root, which is here, right, the wing is actually angled like this, right? But as it goes out towards the tip of the plane, it sort of straightens out like this a little bit. So the angle at the tip of the plane is less than that of the wing root. So what happens when you increase the angle of attack, the wing root reaches the critical angle first, right? So therefore, the root stalls first, and then the rest of the wing would stall, which is why the stall warning system is located near to the wing root. And what does that stall warning system do? It basically indicates to the pilot that, hey, do not continue climbing at this rate. You are going to enter an aerodynamic stall. Alright, which then now the pilot has to now do a stall recovery procedure. Alright, so that's been the video for today. It's all about stalls. Stalls can occur at any height. It doesn't matter as long as your aircraft reaches the angle of attack, the critical angle of attack. And next video I'm going to cover something called ground effect, where you can actually stall close to the ground, alright, because of ground effect. So the next video that's gonna come, I hope you enjoyed this one. I know this one is a bit lengthy, but you needed to understand the different aspects of a stall, the different things that can result in a stall, so that you could fully understand what the stall is. So this has been your Captain speaking. I am Captain AR. It's been my pleasure flying you tonight, and until the next one, stay safe.